Hey, it's Mark. Last week I went to see a new internist to interview him. I'm replacing my existing internist because no one in her office, or her for that matter, apparently understand how to dial a telephone, because they can call you and ask you to call into them if you have any follow-up questions, but they don't call you back. So I've decided to hang up on her by finding somebody new. Sorry if it's a little noisy here. There's a concrete contractor next to me with his large diesel pickup truck. Anyway, I fill in my health history and I hand it to the sort of clerk at this office, and I notice there are a lot of people around. And so I'm curious. I asked them about their HIPAA security. I said, there are a lot of people here. I noticed she was setting other patients' sort of clipboards down on the counter when other patients were up there. I felt a little uncomfortable about that. So I asked her about HIPAA security. And her comment was, don't worry, things are secure, because in a few minutes, we'll have entered your information into the computer. She was ignoring the fact that the clipboards were just displayed on the counter, but we'll enter it into the computer and then it will be safe. I sort of looked at her with a giant question mark on my face and realized that, she was the wrong person to have a discussion with about HIPAA security. Went back to the office and happened to notice a story on a healthcare news site about it was either a hospital or an ASC. I think it was an ASC. That had a data breach, a hack into their electronic medical record, and thousands and thousands. I forget how many. Whether it was 4,000 or 40,000 for this. This video doesn't make any difference. Records were accessed, and they already had somehow established that, again, I can't remember the number, but it was something like several hundred records had actually been sold on the dark web. Now, I don't know if you know this, but for a hacker, a medical record is like striking gold, because there is basically all the information a hacker needs to steal one's identity on a medical record, right? There's addresses, there's social security numbers, there's next of kin, all sorts of information. It's far, far more valuable to a hacker than a credit record. In fact, credit records apparently sell for something like $5 on the dark web, while medical records sell for $50 or $60 per record, from one criminal to another. The whole notion of security, of HIPAA privacy, the HIPAA security rule goes well beyond what that clerk's notion of safe was. Just because something is in a system doesn't mean it can't be breached. Even the most supposedly secure systems aren't as secure as one might hope them to be, especially when passwords are left around, especially when passwords are ones that can be easily guessed, easily hacked. There are cybersecurity firms that specialize in small to medium businesses. That would include, all in that definition, almost all physician practices, all the way up to certainly ASCs and small hospital systems. If you haven't thought of engaging someone to come in and see what they could do to sort of red team your system, to break into it, to advise you on your weaknesses, you should consider it. Just because you think it's locked up doesn't mean your data really is.